Welcome back to the David Pakman Show. I am Farron Cousins from Ring of Fire and Fair and Balance, sitting in for David today. And as this is the last segment of the regular show, please let me encourage all of you, go subscribe to my YouTube channels. I've got two of them, both political, same stuff I've been talking about the last couple days here. YouTube.com/FairandBalanced and YouTube.com/The Ring of Fire. And you can find me across all of social media at Farron Balanced. Now, let's round out the day with a couple more horrible stories about horrible things happening in this country. According to a new report from the Washington Post, farmers across the country are on the hook for millions of dollars because Donald Trump has frozen the funding of the United States Department of Agriculture. Here's what's going on according to the Washington Post. On his first day in office, President Trump ordered the Agriculture Department to freeze funds for several programs designated by President Joe Biden's signature Clean Energy and Healthcare Law, the 2022 Inflation Reduction Act. The freeze paused some funding for the department's Environmental Quality Incentives Program, which helps farmers address natural resource concerns, and the Rural Energy for America program, which provides financial assistance for farmers to improve their infrastructure. Farmers who signed contracts with the Agriculture Department under those programs paid up front to build fencing, plant new crops, and install renewable energy systems with guarantees that the federal government would issue grants and loan guarantees to cover at least part of their costs. Now, with that money frozen, they are on the hook. In other words, as part of the Inflation Reduction Act, President Biden made a deal with farmers across America. We need you to plant different crops. We need you to plant new crops. We need you to invest in renewable energy. But in order to get you to do that, we're going to cover at least some of the cost, and in a lot of instances, cover 100% of the cost. We are trying to bring innovation. We are trying to help you, and we are willing to pay you for it. So sign up for the program, which is a contract with the U.S. government. We're letting you know that we've got your back and we will take care of this. So lots of farmers took them up on that deal. It's a great deal. And as they sit there waiting for this money to come back, which is actually to the tune of billions of dollars, they're not getting paid, which means the loans they took out to pay for these things, whether it's build a new fence or install solar panels, they don't have the money to pay it because the money is supposed to be coming from the federal government, but Donald Trump, as he's known to do, screwed over these farmers. They don't know how they're going to make ends meet, according to the article. They don't know how they're going to pay off these loans without defaulting. Now, of course, as we know, we did have a federal judge on Monday who told the Trump administration, listen, I told you to unfreeze this money and you're violating the court order. But given the fact that Trump's already violated the court order once, that's no guarantee that he is going to release all the funds. So maybe they get the money, maybe they don't. In fact, one farmer did say that she applied like, hey, I'm ready for my reimbursement, but was told that her reimbursement payment was rejected due to Trump's executive order. So they're literally telling these people, no, Trump signed an order, we're not paying you even though we have a contract. And Elon Musk's Doge office says we're looking at all of these things. Maybe some people won't end up getting paid. They are trying to back out of the deals that they made with American farmers at a time when American farmers are probably getting hammered the most from Donald Trump's policies. We have already seen reports going back to the first week of this administration, a big 2.5 weeks ago, but we had reports of the migrant workers who were working on farms in South California. All the migrants stopped showing up because they were afraid if they all showed up there and there was a big group of them, they were going to be subjected to an ICE raid and all be deported. The same thing happening right now down here in my state of Florida. It's happening in the Rust Belt. It's happening in the Bible Belt. It's happening all across the country now, where these farmers are already struggling to get the people to show up. And of course, when the mass deportations, continue and more people get kicked out of the country, these farmers have already told us, we won't have anybody to pick the crops. We won't have anybody to do the work, which means you guys and the rest of the country, you're not going to have food. And what little you do have, the prices are going to skyrocket because there's going to be scarcity all around. The only thing that's going to be abundant is scarcity at this point. On top of that, the tariffs. These are the same farmers that already got screwed over during the first Trump administration. When he put his first trade war in place, these farmers got hit the hardest, to the point where we saw a record number of farms go into bankruptcy as a direct result of Trump's trade war. What did he do? Well, he waited till right before the 2020 election and started having the USDA send them checks, personal checks. Not even like, we'll subsidize your farm. Literally giving them cash to try to buy back their vote. So they got screwed over there. They're getting screwed over on the immigration issue, screwed over on the tariff issue, and now they're getting screwed over because the government program they signed up for to do what the government wanted them to do is frozen because of Donald Trump's executive order. These people, these farmers, are pretty much the backbone of this country. They're definitely the backbone of everything on your plate. And this is what they're going through. If these farms start to shut down because they can't pay back their loans, or they don't have workers in the fields, or they simply have to raise prices to the point because of tariffs that they can't, we can't afford the food anymore. We are in trouble, folks. I never in my life imagined that we here in the United States in the year 2025 could be facing a food crisis. But that is what is awaiting us because of Trump's policies. The farmers have told us that. It is not hyperbole. It is not an exaggeration. It is what the people who grow the food are telling us is probably going to happen. And how has this administration responded? By making their lives even more difficult.
Well, I wrote a book after a long journey and a ton of work. I am really thrilled with how it turned out, and I hope you'll read it. The book is called The Echo Machine, and in a nutshell, it looks at how American politics got so broken, who has already figured out solutions, and how we can try to fix it and stop the terror of Trump for the next 4 years. With Trump winning this election, The Echo Machine couldn't be more relevant, not only a warning about how we got here, but also about what might be coming and how to prevent the worst outcomes. We've got to stay engaged. We need a plan, and that's what the book is about. There's a belief out there that unless you have corporate media behind you, you can't have a successful political book launch, that it's not possible. I think we can prove that wrong. Order The Echo Machine today at davidpakman.com/echo on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, Kindle, anywhere that books, ebooks, and audiobooks are sold. You can also call any local bookstore and say, please order me The Echo Machine by David Pakman. Wherever you get the book, you'll get the free pre-order perks, including the signed book plate. Head to davidpakman.com/free book stuff after ordering.